Hey everyone, welcome back to the ranch. In this video we're going to look at the freeze miser. This is November of 2025, so this is the latest stuff. I'm still using my original freeze misers, which I believe are 3 years old now. I'll have to look and make sure, but they're still in service. I'm following the directions on their website as far as testing it before using it, especially when it's brand new. You want to clean out any residue that's inside the freeze miser. Make sure it works first before you put it out in the field. But also, it's been sitting here for the last 9 months without being used. We want to make sure it works first. So it's been in the freezer now for a couple days, quite honestly. You need 10 minutes or so. And we're right about freezing right now here, as you can see by some of the snow in the background. We're going to hook that up in a second to the faucet and make sure it functions correctly. That is important to do. But what I'd like to touch on before that is the freeze miser is only part of the equation. You have to look at the other components, which include the gasket, even on this Y. Make sure the gasket is good. It's not going to leak. Make sure your hose bib isn't going to leak at that point either. Make sure that the valve is correct and not leaking. Also, look at this hose. I mean, honestly, I know I'm cheap, but this hose here, I had to put a splice in it. That's not going to hold for the winter. We're going to replace that with a brand new hose. I really suggest that. Strong hose. Also, there's different types of hoses. So, let me reach down here. This bugger is much thicker and a much better material than this really light hose. And in freezing temperatures, especially brutally cold temperatures below zero, I'd rather have a nice rubber hose that is flexible at those temperatures as opposed to something that goes stiff. Big thing to think about. Okay, let's set this up and give it a test. Got the freeze miser. Going to try to get over a pile of PVC pipe right here. There we go. Gotta love that MS. This hose is off. It also leaks in a couple different spots, so it is not good for this purpose during the winter time. And I did check earlier to make sure that we have the gasket in the freeze miser. And we're going to get that threaded, and I'm really showing off now. One little MS thing is fine tuning and motor control, fine motor control. A little bit harder to do, get those threads on without stripping them. Okay, so this is cold. The idea behind it is I'm going to turn on the water. The water is about 44 degrees or so out of the well. It should be open at first, like that. And as the warm water is cycled through the freeze miser, it's going to go ahead and start reacting and closing down. But if it doesn't close down, we know this one's bad. Let's just watch it, let it run for a second or two. Of course, I didn't test this before starting to shoot the video. I couldn't really do it. It should, as it warms up that valve, close off. Now, you got to have at least 10 psi water pressure. That's no problem. We have that here. And you have to have it within 150 feet of the faucet. If you decide to go 300 feet or longer than 150, they suggest putting in a Y valve with another freeze miser installed. Now, I got to admit, I'm starting to get concerned. This video may turn into how to see a bad freeze miser. And the clock is ticking still. I hear it starting to close. Remember, this whole assembly here, all the way down to 5 feet below the surface, is pretty much at freezing right now. So the water's got to heat up that whole portion coming up. And you can slowly see it is closing the valve. It should come completely off. There we go. I was afraid I was going to waste this video. There we go. It's that quick. It's shutting down. It should come to a complete stop on us as it heats up. You can still hear it hissing. And we'll stop the timer about there, because that's going to close all the way. We'll keep an eye on it here. There we go. Completely shut off. So now, the theory behind this, or the idea behind this, is this brass area right at the very bottom that's discolored, is that gets below 37 degrees Fahrenheit. The spring action inside is going to open up that valve and let it flow, flowing that warmer well water through the hose to wherever we have it set up. So from here, let's go ahead and set it up. I'll show you how to set it up. I need to hook it up on Doc's tank. Let's see if he's going to be a good boy today. Shut down the water here. There'll be some residual as it sucks it back in. There's our valve. We'll hook up the new hose, check the O-ring or seal on that, and I think I'm going to have to move the Ranger because I'm parked exactly on it. Yeah, we'll still get it to go here. I'll just relieve the pressure here in a second. Hey, do me a favor. If you like our content, please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, into the wooden post, I put a little gate hinge left over just to tie my hose to. The hose is tied securely to that. We got the freeze miser on one side of a Y valve, and that's pointing down. You always want to have the freeze miser pointing down or at least level. You don't want to have it pointing up. And then I also have next to it on the Y, the reason I use the Y is so I can manually fill the tank if I need to. Right now we're going to have the freeze miser open. We're going to keep that Y valve shut. I'm going to run over and turn the water on. And if we don't have anything happening right away, I want to purge the line with the other side of the Y valve to make sure there's not just a big air bubble in there. We've got to have water up into the freeze miser for it to work properly. Let's go ahead and turn the water on and see how it works. Okay, there's our water pressure there. It's turned on, obviously. I have the Y valve open. It'll purge the air out of the line. And we'll go ahead, shut that off. Make sure it's closed. Make sure we're not dripping anywhere. There's no drips, no leaks. And that works great. Now, a couple other things we need to cover in this. Let me get reset up. Okay, we got that one set up. The things I can't show you very well with the GoPro is the slope I'm on here. From this tank, it flows downhill, so any wastewater or overflow will make an ice sheet down into sort of wasteland that I don't have to worry about driving on or walking on, etc. That is important because it'll make a mess, especially when you have a really cold winter. It can make quite a mess. So with that in mind, over by the barn, I don't use the freeze miser because up there, for that paddock, it ends up flowing down across the paddock into this paddock and across this paddock to end up back down here. So I don't use that up there because it's just too hard to manage the overflow. The other thing you should think about, which I didn't really consider till last year, we have a mare that is very mouthy. She plays with everything and she mouths everything. She pulls out tank heaters, anything she can get a hold of, she'll play with. Doc, on the other hand, an older gelding, he could care less about that freeze miser sitting there. But with Honey, she's on that thing and she'll rip it right apart, and then you have a massive leak. So that's another consideration, is the animal's personality that is getting this. Well, that's set up there. Doc's tank is about half full. That's okay, because tonight, well, give it a few more minutes actually, maybe a half an hour, that valve's going to open up and have to warm up the freeze miser again, and that's going to start filling that tank. Of course, if you hear Barn Cat, he's out here with me as usual, and we're watching over the sheep that are out grazing at the moment. So always busy here on the ranch, and hopefully you guys have a nice holiday season. Thanksgiving here in the U.S. is tomorrow. I hope everyone will stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you next time.